For 3 years straight, home prices climbed like nothing could stop them. Buyers fought each other with cash offers $50K over asking. Sellers turned down million-dollar bids like they were pocket change. Real estate agents drove Teslas and preached that prices only go one direction, up. But 2025 has rewritten the script. Cities that couldn't stop building are now choking on inventory. Markets that promised endless appreciation are bleeding equity. Homeowners who bought at the peak are trapped, watching their net worth evaporate month by month. The bloodbath isn't coming, it's here. And the cities getting hit hardest are the ones nobody saw coming. This is Discover Cities, and today we're breaking down the 10 cities facing the most brutal housing crashes of 2025. Stay until number 1, because what's unfolding there could reshape American real estate for the next decade. If you want more cinematic breakdowns of America's housing chaos, hit subscribe to Discover Cities right now. Let's go. Number 10, Tampa, Florida. Tampa thought it was immune. Between 2020 and 2023, this Gulf Coast city became Florida's golden ticket. Remote workers flooded in from the Midwest and Northeast. Developers couldn't pour concrete fast enough. Home prices doubled in 3 years. But 2025 has brought the hammer down. Home values are off 18% from their peak and falling faster every month. The luxury waterfront condos in Channelside, sitting. The cookie-cutter subdivisions in Wesley Chapel, rotting on the market with 0 offers. Insurance killed this market, not just hurt it, killed it. Premiums have tripled since 2022. Some neighborhoods can't even get coverage anymore. Buyers are walking away from deals at closing when they see the insurance quotes. Sellers are slashing prices just to escape before another hurricane season hits. The HOA special assessments are crushing owners too. Buildings near the Bay are facing 6-figure bills for storm upgrades. Investors who bought hoping for Airbnb gold mines are bleeding cash every month, praying someone will take these properties off their hands. Tampa's crash isn't about demand dying. It's about math breaking. When your monthly housing cost jumps $1,200 overnight just from insurance, the market collapses. And in 2025, that's exactly what's happening. Number 9, Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte was supposed to be the safe play. Corporate relocations, banking jobs, affordable housing, the trifecta. Between 2020 and 2023, it became the darling of Southern migration. Families from New Jersey and Ohio showed up with bags of money, bidding wars in hand. Fast forward to 2025, and the shine is gone. Home prices are down 16%, with some suburbs off 20% or more. South End sleek townhomes sitting for 90 days with 0 traffic. The sprawling developments in Waxhaw and Indian Trail, builders are offering $40,000 in incentives just to move inventory. What happened? They built too much, too fast. Between 2021 and 2024, Charlotte added over 80,000 new housing units. The city wasn't ready. Jobs didn't keep pace. Wages stayed flat while property taxes exploded. And the corporate relocations? They've dried up. Banks are downsizing. Tech layoffs have hit. The families who moved here expecting growth are now underwater on mortgages they can barely afford. Foreclosure notices are up 47% year over year. Short sales are becoming the norm. For sellers, it's a nightmare. For buyers, it's still too expensive to jump in. Charlotte built a boom on momentum alone, and now that momentum has reversed into free fall.
Number 8, Boise, Idaho. Boise was the pandemic's fairy tale, a mountain paradise where Californians could escape chaos and buy a whole house for what a studio cost in San Jose. Between 2020 and 2022, home prices surged 75%. Locals got priced out. Developers got greedy. Now, in 2025, the fairy tale has turned into a cautionary tale. Prices are down 22% from peak. Homes that sold for $650,000 in 2022 are listed at $500,000 with no bids. The luxury developments in Eagle and Star, ghost towns of unsold inventory. The Californians left. Remote work policies tightened. Companies called workers back to offices. The tide that lifted Boise drained just as fast. Now, the city is stuck with inflated prices and a local population that never had Bay Area salaries to begin with. Builders who started projects in 2022 are finishing them in 2025 with nowhere to sell them. Some developments have been abandoned mid-construction. Cranes sit idle. Foundations crack in the cold. For every success story Boise had, there are now 3 families trying to sell before they lose everything. Teachers, nurses, service workers who took out jumbo loans expecting their homes to keep appreciating are now trapped, unable to refinance, unable to sell. Boise didn't just cool, it froze. And the thaw won't be quick. Number 7, Austin, Texas. Austin flew too close to the sun. The tech capital of the South, the next Silicon Valley, the city where everyone wanted to be. Between 2020 and 2023, home prices climbed 60%. Bidding wars were standard. Inspection waivers were the norm. But 2025 has brought the reckoning. Prices are down 19%, and in some neighborhoods like East Austin and Pflugerville, they've dropped 25%. The mid-century homes that sold for $800,000 in 2022, now listed at $620,000, with sellers begging for offers. Tech layoffs gutted Austin's buyer pool. Tesla, Oracle, Meta, they all cut deep. The high-income workers who fueled the frenzy are gone. What's left are locals who never could afford these prices and out-of-state investors trying to cut their losses. Property taxes have exploded too. Austin's tax bills are among the highest in Texas, and with home values dropping, owners are stuck paying taxes on assessments from 2022 while their equity vanishes. The city that symbolized opportunity now represents overconfidence. Austin's crash is a lesson in what happens when hype outpaces reality. And in 2025, reality is winning. Number 6, Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix was the Sun Belt's superhero. Migration, jobs, construction, growth. For 3 years straight, it seemed unstoppable. Between 2020 and 2023, home prices surged 55%. Subdivisions in Chandler, Gilbert, and Surprise sold out before they were even built. But 2025 has brought the desert heat down to earth. Prices are off-peak 20%. Entire neighborhoods are underwater. The new builds that promised modern living are sitting vacant, with builders slashing prices by $80,000 just to generate interest. Water concerns have become real. Buyers are questioning whether Phoenix is sustainable long-term. That doubt is crushing values. Investors who bought rental properties in bulk are dumping them at losses, flooding the market with inventory nobody wants. Insurance costs have skyrocketed too. The heat, the storms, the liability, it's all gotten too expensive. Monthly payments that seemed manageable in 2022 are now suffocating in 2025. And the migration? It's reversed. People are leaving Phoenix faster than they're arriving. The California exodus has slowed to a trickle. What's left is a city with 100,000 too many homes and not enough people to fill them. From Scottsdale to Mesa, the story is the same. Sellers are panicking, buyers are waiting, and prices are falling faster than anyone predicted.
Number 5, Las Vegas, Nevada. Vegas always plays the odds, but in 2025, the house is losing. For years, this city was the escape hatch for Californians fleeing high costs. Between 2020 and 2023, home prices jumped 50%. Investors bought everything in sight. Builders couldn't keep up. Now the market is imploding. Prices are down 21%, and some areas, like North Las Vegas, have dropped 28%. The suburban sprawl that stretched into the desert is now a graveyard of for sale signs. Tourism hasn't recovered like everyone hoped. The Strip is busy, but the jobs aren't paying like they used to. Tips are down. Convention business is soft. The economic engine that powers Vegas is sputtering. Investors are fleeing en masse. The short-term rental market crashed when regulations tightened. Now those properties are being dumped onto the long-term market, and there aren't enough renters to absorb them. Water restrictions are scaring buyers too. Lake Mead keeps dropping. Future growth is uncertain. The long-term bet on Vegas is looking shakier by the month. Foreclosures are surging. Homeowners who bought at the top with adjustable rate mortgages are getting crushed. Some are just walking away, handing keys back to banks. Vegas built its fortune on risk, but in 2025, that risk is backfiring. The city of winners is full of losers, and the chips are still falling. Number 4. Denver, Colorado. Denver was the mountain town that went big city. Tech jobs, outdoor lifestyle, legal weed, and endless optimism. Between 2020 and 2023, home prices climbed 50%. Buyers from California and Texas poured in, driving bidding wars across every neighborhood. But 2025 has brought the mountain down. Prices are off 23% from peak. Homes in Capitol Hill, Park Hill, and Highlands that sold for $900,000 are now listed at $680,000, with no action. Sellers are slashing prices weekly just to generate showings. Tech layoffs crushed Denver's buyer base. Google, Amazon, and a wave of startups all cut deep. The high earners who fueled the boom are gone, and locals can't fill the gap. The suburbs are worse. Aurora, Thornton, Lakewood. Prices have dropped 25% or more. New construction sits untouched. Builders are offering $50,000 in incentives and buyers still aren't biting. Property taxes have exploded. Monthly payments that seemed reasonable in 2022 are now unaffordable. Refinancing is impossible with rates where they are. Equity has vanished. And the lifestyle appeal? It's fading. Traffic is brutal, crime is up, the cost of living isn't justified anymore. People are leaving for cheaper mountain towns or giving up on Colorado entirely. Denver's story is tragic. A city that had everything going for it now faces a brutal correction. And the bottom? Nobody knows where it is yet. Number 3. Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville was America's sweetheart. Music, culture, southern charm, and explosive growth. Between 2020 and 2023, home prices surged 65%. Everyone wanted a piece of Music City. Buyers from both coasts showed up with cash, ready to overpay. But 2025 has turned the music off. Prices are down 24% and falling. Homes in East Nashville, Germantown, and the Gulch that sold for $750,000 in 2022 are now listed at $570,000 with zero offers. Open houses are empty. Showings have stopped. Developers killed this market. They built too much, too fast, and too expensive. Luxury condos downtown, sitting vacant. Suburban sprawl in Murfreesboro and Franklin, rotting on the market. The migration wave ended. Remote workers went back to offices. The appeal of Nashville faded once people realized the traffic, the heat, and the rising costs weren't worth it. Corporate relocations slowed. The big employers everyone counted on stopped hiring. Layoffs hit healthcare and logistics hard. The job market that fueled the boom has gone cold. Foreclosures are climbing. Homeowners who stretched to buy in 2022 are drowning now. Adjustable rate mortgages are resetting. Equity is gone. Walking away is becoming the rational choice. Nashville's crash is personal. This was the city everyone rooted for. Now, it's the city everyone's leaving. The honky-tonks still play, but outside, the silence is deafening.
Number 2. Miami, Florida. If there's a city that defines excess, it's Miami. For 3 years, this was the capital of wealth, status, and speculation. Crypto millionaires, foreign investors, remote workers, they all poured in. Between 2020 and 2023, home prices doubled. Bidding wars hit $1 million over asking. Sellers laughed all the way to the bank. But 2025 has brought the reckoning, and it's brutal. Prices are down 26% from peak. Luxury condos in Brickell that sold for $2 million are now listed at $1.5 million with no interest. Waterfront homes in Coconut Grove have dropped 30%. Sellers are panicking. Insurance destroyed this market. After back-to-back hurricane seasons, premiums are 4x what they were in 2020. Some properties can't get coverage at any price. Buyers are running from the risk. HOA fees are crushing owners. Special assessments for building repairs are hitting 6 figures. The luxury lifestyle isn't so luxurious when you're hemorrhaging $8,000 a month. Foreign investment vanished. International buyers who propped up Miami's market for decades have backed out entirely. The money that propped up the market for years is gone. The Airbnb market collapsed. Regulations tightened, competition exploded, and profits disappeared. Investors are dumping properties at massive losses just to escape. Miami's skyline still glitters at night, but beneath that shine is financial carnage. Foreclosures are surging, developers are walking away from projects, banks are tightening lending. The city that symbolized limitless wealth now represents unchecked greed. And in 2025, the bill has come due. Number 1, San Francisco, California. And at number 1, the fall of an empire. For decades, San Francisco was untouchable. The heart of innovation, the center of wealth, the city where real estate only went up. Between 2015 and 2021, home prices climbed 80%. Buyers paid $1.5 million for teardowns. The market was invincible. But 2025 has shattered that myth. Prices are down 28% from peak, the steepest drop of any major metro. Homes in Noe Valley, Pacific Heights, and the Sunset that sold for $2.5 million in 2021 are now listed at $1.8 million with no offers. Open houses are ghost towns. Tech's collapse killed this market. Layoffs from Meta, Google, Salesforce, and hundreds of startups wiped out the buyer base. The wealth that powered San Francisco evaporated overnight. Remote work made the city irrelevant. Crime and quality of life destroyed perception. Buyers aren't just leaving for financial reasons, they're fleeing because the city feels broken. Downtown is empty, storefronts are boarded up. The vibrancy that made San Francisco special is gone. Property taxes, maintenance, and insurance have skyrocketed. Owning a home here is a financial nightmare. Even wealthy buyers are questioning whether it's worth it. Foreign buyers, once a lifeline, have disappeared. Chinese investors who poured billions into San Francisco real estate have pulled back entirely. The money that propped up the market for years is gone. Foreclosures are climbing. Homeowners who bought at the peak with jumbo loans are underwater. Refinancing is impossible. Selling means taking massive losses. Some are just walking away. San Francisco's crash isn't just about numbers, it's symbolic. The city that defined the American dream of upward mobility now represents its collapse. The innovation capital of the world couldn't innovate its way out of its own housing disaster. The Golden Gate still stands. The fog still rolls in. But the city beneath it is unrecognizable. In 2025, San Francisco's fall is complete. And the lesson is clear. No market is immune, not even the ones that built empires. Conclusion. Across America, the housing bloodbath is real. 10 cities, 10 collapses, and one undeniable truth. The era of endless appreciation is over. Buyers who overpaid are trapped. Sellers who waited too long are losing fortunes. Investors who bet on momentum are facing ruin. But this isn't just a correction, it's a reset, a painful reminder that markets built on speculation always crash, that affordability matters, that greed has consequences. Some of these cities will recover, others will shrink, but all of them will carry the scars of 2025 for years to come. You've been watching Discover Cities, your home for cinematic deep dives into America's biggest transformations. If this breakdown opened your eyes, hit subscribe to Discover Cities, turn on notifications, and share this video, because what's happening today is just the beginning. The numbers don't lie, and right now, they're telling a story of collapse.